So today we're welcoming Josie Sal to the show. We're super excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you. Thank you for having me.
Tell us where you're coming to us from.
I'm in Nashville right now. I'm here till tomorrow. I have a show. I had a show yesterday. I had a show. I don't have a show today. I have a show tomorrow. And then I go to Pittsburgh, film my music video, and I come straight back the next day for shows here.
Oh,
So,
wow, gosh,
That's
so
yeah,
it's
that's
running.
really cool. You are a busy girl.
that's
Yeah,
right.
it's crazy. I love it.
So tell us about your bet with your dad and how you got into all this crazy where you are today.
Yeah, so I never really sang. I mean, I'm the fourth child, so I was always entertaining, always any little spotlight I could get. I was like, they all know I'm here. I'm just making sure. And we were always at my brother's like baseball games and I did dance with my sister, but for a while I was just watching them. And any chance I'd get, I'd be singing, I'd be dancing, who knows? I would be cracking jokes, literally whatever I could. And so it wasn't like anything new that I was trying to like perform in front of a big crowd. And so I was always singing. So my dad kind of knew I would definitely take a bet if he bet me to sing. So I wanted shopping money and he was like, I'll give you $20 if you sing with the band. And I was like, $20 is $20. I'll
That's
sing with the
right.
band. I was like, perfect. I was like, I have nothing to lose. It's like, so he asked the band. Originally they were like, no, sorry, this isn't karaoke, but we had no expectations since I'm not a singer. So we sat back down, we ate dinner, and my dad was like, I'm just gonna ask one more time. And now I'm mortified. Me and my mom are looking at each other like, why did
No,
we go
Dad,
through
no.
this? My sister, she's super shy and she's like jaw dropped. She's like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't associate with these people. And he went up and they said yes. So I was now like freaking out inside a little bit and I was like, all right, I guess I gotta sing now. And so he handed me the mic and I started singing and people came out of the bar, people were dancing and I was like, what? And then I also kind of couldn't believe that I could sing. Like I never really thought about it and I was like, that's me? That's kind of crazy. And then he handed me the better mic and I didn't know at the time, but I was just like, interesting. And so then I started dancing and I ended up making like $70. So then I caught the bug real quick. I
Oh,
was like,
wow. 20 turned to 70. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's
oh
pretty
no, I was like,
awesome.
this is shopping money for sure.
Yeah. So where is your home base? Like where do you originate from?
I'm from Pittsburgh. So
Okay.
my whole family's down there. I still live down there, but I'm always everywhere else. So I don't
Yeah.
Yeah,
spend
but
time
you
there, but
very cool. So also tell our listeners how old you are,
I'm 13.
which is amazing. It's so
Yes.
exciting.
You are officially the
Yes,
youngest person we've had on our
that's
show. We
right.
had Wyatt Ellis, who is 14, and now you are the youngest. So congrats to you.
Yes, and
Thank you.
that's an amazing talent and so exciting. So,
Yes.
so I'm curious, do you write any of your own songs or do you have people
I,
that write them for you or how does that work?
I do all my music. I wrote. I have about 52 original songs now that I've
Wow.
written, which is it's super crazy because I've always taken like my emotions to writing or something, and I never really realized. And now that I think of it, I have so many songs from when I was like 6 years old, and it was just like me writing down random things. And so it's super funny, but I've kind of always loved writing, and so I do write all my original music.
Great. And do you play instruments as well?
I do. I play guitar. um, but it's a slow process because
Oh,
I was starting to figure out how to even use my voice and like didn't want to develop any bad techniques. So I did that and then I started picking up the guitar more. But I do play shows with my guitar.
very
We
cool.
totally get it. We're learning guitar too, and it
Yes,
is hard.
it is hard.
It's
That's for
not
sure.
it's not something easy. It's like I saw this video and they were like, people don't like influencers don't show how learning guitar is. They just play it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's like I'm like on my third year and I can learn like two songs. I was
That's
like,
How we
us.
feel.
We hear you,
Yes.
girl.
Oh,
That
yeah.
it is exactly how we feel. People make it seem like it's just this easy, quick pickup, and we're both like,
no.
this sucks.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. My producer's just a guitar player mainly. And so he'll be playing, and I'm just like, and he's like, you play guitar too? And I was like, compared to that, no, I don't. I was like,
So what about voice lessons? I read that you had taken voice lessons before. Is that something that you do at home, or do you do that on the road, or how does that work?
I Zoom with my vocal coach, Higher Voice Studios. It's in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
And she, at first, whenever I started taking vocal lessons, I wasn't doing shows like out of Pittsburgh yet, not that much. And so as soon as it started to pick up, I was like, Hillary, I don't want to leave you, but like I was like, we can't do this. And so we do Zoom, and it's so funny. I was back in Pittsburgh for like 2 days, and it just happened to be on a day I had a lesson, and she was like, it's so weird. She was like, you're not grainy, the screen isn't. And I was like, it's me. But I do it on.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
How do you remember?
How do you balance it all with school and with singing and traveling and everything?
I barely do, but I we try to get it done. I mean, like, it's nice because I do online school, and it's made for, like, the program I'm doing is for dancers and singers and like people
Cool.
on the road or don't have like 6 hours a day to do school. So it's really nice. I have to kind of pace it out. And it's good because all my teachers are like, hey, like, whatever we need to help with, we can help you with. And it's also nice because I have 3 siblings, so, and they're all in college. So they're like, hey, whatever you need help with, they're like my teachers. So
Oh,
it's
that's
really
great.
nice. But I just try to, anytime in the car for like 10 minutes, I'm doing a math assignment. It's like wherever I can, I'll be doing whatever.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet that's a struggle to get that all in. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to pick your brain a little bit about your writing and your writing process. So, tell us a little bit about what comes first for you. Is it the melody? Is it the lyrics? How does that work? How do you see a song from start to finish?
It's always different. It really depends. I'm more of a lyric person. Like, I could write a whole song without a melody or music or anything. I've been doing that a lot recently. And I think it's just because I'll be in the car for like 30 minutes and I'll just write down a random note. And so I like to start with lyrics, but I mean, if I'm with my producer, we'll start with guitar and then we'll throw on a melody and stuff. Or if I'm with another writer, we'll do it this way. So it's kind of just whatever comes first, or whoever has the hook or who has the melody is kind of how it works.
Yeah, we are more towards the
Yeah,
lyrics too. We're learning the other stuff, but yeah, the lyrics come a lot easier to
for
us
sure.
than the
Yeah.
actual music part. But
Yeah.
What do you do when you get stuck? Like if you get writer's block, how do you get out of that?
I had it originally, like whenever I was starting out, I was like, wow, it's either I'm just really bad at writing or I just can't or I just can't, like, I'm thinking too much into it. And I'm an overthinker, like anything there is. My vocal coach always says to me, she's like, I can see you thinking. Like, I can literally hear your thoughts. And I was like, and I'll be like, I just can't. And so it's kind of like, I don't know. I usually just put it away. I skip it, come back to it. I'm like,
Mhm.
or I'll go to a different idea and mix the ideas. It's
Yeah,
kind of like anything. Yeah.
a good plan. A good plan.
If you had to tell our listeners what your music is sounds like or what genre you play, what would you tell them?
I'd say country rock. Definitely country rock. I started out singing Van Halen, and
Nice.
so yeah. But I lean more country. I just wrote a country pop song, which was the first. I never really saw it happening because I don't listen to pop, so I was like, well, I guess if it just happens, it happens, and it did the other day, and I
Very
was texting someone who's on my team, and I was like, you'll never believe it. I was like, it happened, and I sent it to them, and they said, oh wow. I was like, that's what I said.
That's awesome. Tell us about, yeah, what's next and what's happening right now for you.
I have right now I'm doing like CMA Fest and I have a lot of shows
Oh,
coming
cool.
up. I'm trying to focus on writing and like releasing. Hopefully we have an album coming soon, which I'm super excited about. I have a summer release, it's called Redneck Weekend, and it's a true story about my family. We used to camp out in our backyard with all our friends and family. And everyone thinks they're like, you used to camp in your backyard? And I was like, yeah, it would be raining. And my parents would be like, we're staying in this tent. And I was like, great. I was like, my bedroom's right there. But I guess this works too. So that's what we're filming my music video for. I'm so excited.
Fun.
They were asking me like, I love to have a say in all of my music videos because I mean, I wrote the song. So, so when we were doing this, I was like, I am open to anything. I was like, but my friends and family have to be in this video. I was like, we could go anywhere and it's Redneck Weekend. So I'm super excited. I know so many of my brother's friends who are like moved away. They're coming back for it. So I'm super excited.
That is so fantastic. Okay. I want to ask, you talked about having a team for kids or for anybody who's up and coming or wants to be in this field. What kind of things would you tell them about getting a team or having that team around you? How does that happen?
Yeah, so mine, I love to say like God's driving this train because everything just fell into place. Like the stars aligned so crazy. They should not be there and they are, which is so crazy. Like I met no one in my family does music, but my brother's godparents were really, really close with them. We hang out with them all the time. And their nephew, crazy, we were at one of their parties and I was just randomly singing. Anyone now will just give me a mic and they'll be like, Josie, you're singing. I'm like, okay, great. Like, I'm here. Why not? So I was singing and he was like, hey, I know this producer in Nashville. I don't know, like, what if he'll do something. I don't know. He's on tour. So I was just like, okay, like, cool. Not expecting anything. And the next day I got a text and it was like, hey, I'm so-and-so's friend. Like, I would love to meet you guys. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And then the name Brantley Gilbert got thrown in the mix. And I was like, Brantley Gilbert. I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh. And then I looked up Noah, which is my producer, and Noah's Brantley's guitar player. So that's pretty much after we met Noah, then we met his manager and his manager helped us. And then that's how we met everyone else. So the stars kind of aligned. So people ask me like, oh, how do you find a manager? And I'm like, I found mine through my brother's godparents. So but yeah, mine's pretty much just, we fell with the right people.
Well, and that's cool. It makes it obvious that it is a really small world and that things
are meant to be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's,
oh my gosh.
Cool. And it was perfect because it was like, immediately we knew we could like trust Noah because and also, even if we didn't meet him through a close family friend, like he just feels like family right off the bat. I met him and I was like, we were immediately talking in like English and British accents. And my parents were like, I have to listen to this for 9 hours straight. And I was like, yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I'm curious, since you're touring around and doing things, do mom and dad go with you everywhere? How does that work?
Yes, that's also a crazy part because I do have 3 other siblings. So my dad, he obviously has like a job in Pittsburgh. So he tries to come as much as he can. And it's nice because he works with his brother. So it's like good. And so he's like, okay, but also, I mean, he's in the insurance business. So he kind of has to be with his clients. So he comes when he can. He hates missing shows, but he has to sometimes. And my mom travels everywhere with me, which is crazy because all of my siblings will be like, we're still here. And they call me at this point. Like they just start calling me and I'm like, oh, hello.
Where's mom? Yeah.
It's either that or they're just asking me the question. They're like, Josie will know. It is what it is. I'm the youngest and they call me like I'm the oldest. So it's crazy.
Oh, that's so cute. Funny. I love it. And I love how close knit your family is and how supportive they are of you. That's really awesome. Cool. That is really awesome.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing that I'm so like thankful for because I know a lot of families would not be this like cool with it. Like there's so many people who are like, oh, your siblings must not like it because you're always with your parents. Like your parents are always with you. But my siblings love it, which is really nice. That's the one thing I was like, oh, how are they going to react?
Yeah. Well, and it's it's your dad's fault. He's the one that bet you.
That's right.
So that he can't
Yeah,
be saying
yeah.
anything. Got to be supportive.
I can't blame it on me. I'm just here.
Which we love. I think that is
Yes, I do
fantastic.
too. I do too.
So if you're not, now this is probably a hard question to answer, but when you're not doing music, what do you do for hobbies or fun?
I mean, I love to spend time with my siblings, which every time I say spend time with them, that just means I'm annoying them the whole time. I love doing that. It's probably top thing that I like to do. But I mean, honestly, I love just hanging out with my family. We do a lot of outdoor activities. We spend a lot of time outside. But I mean, kind of just hanging out in the water, like fishing. But that's pretty much it. I'm also a baker, so I love to bake.
Fun.
What kind of stuff do you bake?
Mainly cookies, but I'll bake literally anything. They give me a recipe, and my sister, she'll be like, "Oh, maybe you want to make me cookies?" Or my friends will call me, or my brother's friends will call me. And they're like, "Josie, like I'm coming over. If you want to make cookies, you can." I'm like,
I'm right on that. Cookies are my fave, so
yeah, cookies are,
here
you can't go wrong. That's true. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna ask you our big four that we ask everyone. So the first is, and I guess you sort of alluded to this if you want to count it, but first gig and then your favorite gig so far. I don't know if you want to count the bet as your first gig.
Yeah, I mean, so my first gig, not including the bet, was at a little place in Pittsburgh. It was called Voodoo Brewery. And it kind of just happened. Like it was another one of those things that they were just like, hey, like, do you play shows? And my dad was like, no, we don't have a speaker in our house. We don't have anything. So my dad went out, he got the speakers, he got the mic. There's a local like Pittsburgh band. His name's DJ Johnny, and he was like, I'll help you figure out everything. So he helped us figure it out, and he even like did my sound for my first gig. So that was really cool. All my friends came, my siblings' friends came. That was like the first time I ever told any of my friends that I even could sing. Some kids from my school still don't even know. But it was so cool. But my favorite gig, ooh, that's actually really hard. Because there's been so many. I would probably say I opened up for Riley Green
very cool.
November of last year or the year before? Last year or the year before. These dates don't even, they're just thrown up in the air at this point. But that was probably my favorite show. It was right before like Riley Green got really, really big. So I thought that was so cool. I was like, guys, I played a show with him. So that's probably one of my favorites.
So tell us about CMA Fest before we get back to the point.
Yeah.
I want to know how that all came about and what do you get to do at CMA Fest?
Yeah, so I have shows at like the Row and Nash House. So they're not on Broadway, but they're really, really close. And they're just acoustic sets. Last year I played at the 1230 Club, but these kind of just happened. My mom reached out to Tracy Moore, who books a lot of people down here. And she was like, oh, I've heard about Josie from this person and this person. I was like, really? That was like the first time anyone's ever told me that like other people were talking about me. And so me and my mom are still shocked. She woke me up this morning. She was like, can you believe they actually talk about you? And I was like, no, I actually can't. But yeah, that kind of just happened. And we're going to try to be on one of the bigger stages for CMA Fest next year. So fingers crossed that happens.
How cool. We have not made it to Nashville for CMA Fest yet, but we've been there for Americana Fest. So we'll get there sometime.
Yes,
we'll see on the big stage.
Hopefully, CMA is crazy.
Yes. All right. Going back to our 4 questions. Yes. Sorry, I threw us off there. Who would you say are your influences?
They kind of change all the time. Lainey's a big one. But it's not really her music style. It's more of like who she is as like a person and on stage. And I just love Lainey kind of just for Lainey. And then Jelly Roll, honestly, for the same reason, just because how he treats his fans and how everything is. But I mean, my main like idol, favorite person of all time is Billy Joel. Not even country. Country.
Oh, yeah.
But, I love Billy Joel's like writing style. And I also have been really into Alex Warren lately.
Cool.
Um, so I also love his songs. So those are probably the
Very
biggest
cool.
inspirations right now.
Love it.
Nice.
All good, all good
yes.
inspirations. That's
Yes.
right. Okay, what are you currently listening to on repeat?
Ooh, that's hard. It changes like every day. Honestly, probably Ordinary, Alex Warren. That's probably the one right now. I think that's the one. Or Yard Sale, Priscilla Block.
Very
That's also
cool.
a good one.
Love it.
Okay, we usually ask what advice would you give to new songwriters and musicians, but you're so young. So what advice would you give to other kids your age that want to get into this field?
I mean, like chase the dream because I would not go back even. I wouldn't go back for anything. Like I love it. Obviously it's crazy and you're gonna hear a lot of no's, which is I personally think I don't take the no's as like a bad thing. I see it as like, okay, that didn't happen for a reason. If it doesn't happen, it's for a reason, and there'll be someone else who be like, wow, I actually really like that song, or no, not yet, or this needs to be changed, which I think is something that a lot of people get like down about. They're just like, oh, that this song's awful. I just need to never listen to it ever again, which is probably something. It's like if one person says no, there's like thousands of other people who like it. So
Yeah.
You are very wise. You're
Just
very
about to
wise.
say that too. You're very humble and very
Yes.
you've got a good head on your shoulders, friend.
I
So
really appreciate it. Yes.
yes,
Great.
it is amazing to be able to talk to you.
Yes.
So now it is time for your shameless plug. Tell us a little bit about where we can find your music. What is your website? If you have Bandcamp, Patreon, all of that, social media.
Yeah, everything is Josie Sal Music, SAL. Super easy. You can find me anywhere on that. And my music is on all platforms just under Josie Sal.
Very cool.
Very cool.
This has been so much fun, and I am so excited for you.
Me
and just
too.
like to see where you end up.
Yes, where you land.
So cool.
It's fantastic. Enjoy it and have the
Yes.
best rest of your night. And thank you so much for taking time out to meet with us. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, guys.